And we are live on another edition of Wits and Wagers, November 30th, 2023. We got our full panel here tonight. Let's start with opening statements. Mr. Joey Clams, I'm going to let you go first tonight.
It's post time, baby. Go get Pollard over 20 and a half receiving yards now before it starts climbing. Tony Pollard over 20 and a half receiving yards right now.
All right. I'll go next. You know, I love this weekend, and you know what? This is the end of college football as we know it, guys. You know, you got the number one team in the country, Georgia, hasn't lost in 2 years, and if they lose, they might not get into this four playoff. So, you know, it's why I'm kind of against the 12 team in a thing, because Georgia'd be in, Ohio State be in, everyone be in. But you know what? Everyone's playing for their lives on Friday and Saturday, and I love it. And that's what it should be about. And Sunday, 1 o'clock, let's go. And Carson, on the 16th, baby, we got a prime time. We got a prime time, me and you, and I'm going to go to you next.
Let's go, Kurt. Yep, that was announced a couple hours ago. Kurt and I are going to be on prime time Ford Field December 16th, so looking forward to that game. Kurt will have a good show that week. And, yeah, looking forward to the show tonight, guys. Sis, hopefully you're feeling better. Good to see you again, buddy. And, yeah, let's get rocking and rolling.
Absolutely, Carson. Thank you for that. Great to see Mr. Sis. And I'll go to Mr. Sis. What's going on?
Not much. Just waiting for the Alabama game.
Whew. Get the countdown on.
The big guy.
And last but not least, of course, Mr. Kirkpatrick. How are you?
Yep, like Carson said, good to have Mr. Seton Hall Sis back with us in live and in person. Holidays are over. Next one's about to come, but holiday is right here this week, boys. It's college football championship weekend, so I think we're ready to get the ball rolling. But before we do college, Kurt, I think we're going to start with NFL this week.
All right, I'll bring NFL. And Kenny, you did another great job. I taught you how to do some logos, Kenny, and these logos are all you tonight. So, Mr. Kirkpatrick doing a great job with the logos, and hopefully he could do some going forward. I'm pumped up. All right, Carson, I'm going to send it over to you. This is your dig here. You read all them out, and I think we're ready to roll.
Sounds good, guys. Yeah, we got a bunch of games for the slate. We got the big one tonight, Thursday Night Football. Seattle Seahawks are going into the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are hot. This line actually moved down. It was 8.5 last night. Now it's 9.5 with the Cowboys. Kurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of points, but what you saw last week from Geno against that Niner defense, I don't trust them. Dallas is a different animal at home. I'm going to take Dallas. I'm going to lay and take Dallas.
Kenny.
No, I think it's way too many points. Prime time game. Everybody in the world is on Dallas, and this is when you may see that Dak Prescott lay an egg, Kurt complaining about him on Wednesday type of game tonight. I'm taking Seattle covering this spread with a small chance of pulling off the outright upset.
Sis.
Cowboys all the way.
And Joey.
Yeah, Cowboys. I would have liked it. We laid it at 8.5. Small lean towards it. Now it's 9.5. For the show, I'll take the 9.5 with the Seahawks, but I laid 8.5 with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I'll also go with the Cowboys to lay the 8.5 as well. We'll go to Kurt last on this one. We got the Broncos going to the Texans. Texans are at home. Houston is a minus 3.5 point favorite. We'll go to Sis first.
Yeah, the Broncos, they're hot right now, so I'm gonna ride the Broncos till they cool off.
Kenny.
I'm with Sis, and this is one of my best bets. Kurt, close your ears. This team may not lose a game right now the way they're playing until playoffs come, maybe even further. Who knows? But who are the Texans to be a 3.5 point favorite? They're hot, but young team lost last week in heartbreak fashion to the Jaguars. That could linger. Sign me up 3.5 all day and almost taking over for this game.
Joey.
Yeah, the Broncos did win five games in a row, and what was on their side was the turnover battle, right, Kurt? Plus
Yes,
6.
sir.
plus 16 in 5 games. You know what? How come this line is 3.5? You know, it's fishy. So I'm gonna lay it. I'm gonna lay it because it's Christmas time. I can smell the squingeals now. You know what I'm saying? That's this. So I'm gonna lay the 3.5. It's a little fishy for me.
Kurt.
Yeah, there's the whole key here is, listen, stop whatever run game Houston wants and make this kid throw it 40 times. And that's when you're going to get these turnovers. Let them make them throw. And hey, what are we going to do offensively? Run the ball right down their throats, little play action, Russ, do your thing. And outright upset. I think we're way better than this team. It's on the road. So, okay, you got to respect that. But like Kenny said, young team, listen, you're the better defense. You got the better quarterback. You got the better coach. There's no reason why you can't win this game. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. I'm taking Denver.
I'm also with you, Kurt. I'm taking the Broncos plus your points as well. Next one we have here is we got the Falcons going into New York, Gotham City to take on Joey's Jets. Atlanta is a minus 2-point favorite. Right back to you, Kurt.
Don't call them.
Well, you're coming to me, Carson?
Yeah.
2.5 Atlanta. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry. I can't put a penny on Nathaniel Hackett and that offense. You can't do it. He's just so bad. All you hear is the defense. What do you want the defense to do? Play offense too? I'm sorry. I'm going to take Atlanta.
Kenny.
I disagree with Kurt again. This is the kaputs game, as Joey would call it. Desmond Ridder against the Jets defense. Aaron Rodgers starting to practice. If that's not motivation for a team and a defense that has been carrying the Jets most of the way, I think you see the Jets defense win this game. Ugly fashion. I'll take the 2.5 and an outright upset by the Jets.
Sis.
Agree with Kenny. The Jets defense is the difference, and you won't see Aaron Rodgers the rest of the season.
I agree with Sis.
And Joey, what do you think about your guys?
Oh, come on. I don't know what they're eating or drinking down in Maryland. Are you kidding me? You're picking the Jets? This team is terrible. Everybody pump up the defense all they want. They're 26 to 28 against the run. All you got to do is run on them. And you see the games the games they lost, you just run the ball on them. You wear out that defense. This guy is not a coach. The owner, you can't keep this guy. There's no mulligans. He doesn't know how to coach a football game. I want to go back to Denver. Sean Payton is a coach. You see him coach that Sunday night game against Minnesota. He found every way, any nook and cranny, any hole he had to crawl to win that game. This guy Salah is not a coach. They have to build a culture, and it starts with the offensive defensive line. That's how you build a team. Falcons here. Ritter's numbers ain't bad, so give me Falcons, and they're going to run the ball right down the Jets and keep the ball away from them.
I was waiting to hear Joey's pick on this one, and he sold me. So I'm going to go with them. I'll go with the Falcons as well here. We got my boys up next. Lions going to New Orleans Saints. Detroit is a minus 4.5-point favorite on the road. Kurt.
Yeah, you know what? Two performances that weren't good, Carson, but I think they bounced back big here. The Saints, again, 1 week they look okay. The next week they're all over the board. But I'm sorry. I'm taking your boys, Carson. I think I lay them, and I think they win comfortably. Couple comments real quick. Jody Moncrief is saying this is simple. I'm not sure. I think he's saying rookie head
coach quarterback.
Trust a rookie. Right. Trust a rookie head coach quarterback or a Super Bowl winning quarterback and head coach. I agree with him. Richie Katwinka, there's the coach saying, hello, guys. Been a long time. Hope all is well. And my good friend from Kearney, Eddie Abishone, saying Cowboys. Let's go. Huge Cowboy fan, guys. And he's ready for tonight.
Eddie.
Kenny, who you taking in this game?
Yeah, first Carson, that logo's for you, my friend. The Detroit.
Yeah, it looks sweet. Shout out to Kenny on doing the logos this week.
Kurt, you didn't give me a chance to read the comments. I was waiting for my turn, but it's all good if you want to.
All right, sorry.
I'm messing with you. It's all good. I'm just joking. Good to see you, Rich. Eddie, welcome. Jody, Denver Bronco Roundup. Always great to see you guys. And in the chat, your picks. I'm on Carson's Lions this week. Lions seem to always lay an egg on Thanksgiving. So now everybody may be on the Saints here, but who are the Saints? All right, Lions going into another dome. Lions big, 7 or more points in this game. Easy one. Detroit in this one.
Sis,
Lions.
Joey.
You know what? I'm a little worried about the Lions. I don't like the way the coach has been coaching this team. He what was it, on their own 23 fake punt. This ain't high school. This is the NFL. You know what? To me, I think that's too many points going on the road. That's 2 scores right there. Lions will win, but I take the 4.5 with the Saints because they're a home dog.
Yeah, you read my mind, Joey. I'm going to take my boys as well, but Saints, again, that's a really tough place to play on the road. Again, Jared Goff, 6 turnovers in his last 2 games. You have to clean up the turnover game. Saints have one of the best passing defenses in the NFL. So we're going to give it to Montgomery and Gibbs 20, 30 times combined, and hopefully we can squeak it out. But yeah, I think 4.5 is a little bit too many points here. So I'll take Saints points, Lions to win. You can get a 2 for in that one. All right. This is a good one we got here. We got the 49ers going to our friend Ryan Scoops Eagles. The 49ers are a 3-point favorite on the road. Interesting line in this one, Kurt.
This is a game I would 99% take the Eagles at home in the, the link or whatever they call it over there. The link. But what I saw at Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I said I would never pick against this 49er team. They're the best team in football. They run it, play defense, have one of the best coaches. I'm taking the 49ers. I'm sorry. I just until I see somebody beat them again, yeah, they're the best team in football.
Kenny.
I'm up, Carson.
Yep, Kenny. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. Let me catch up on some comments. Richie Katwika saying, not much to say about my Patriots or G-Men, but Kurt's Broncos. Wow, shocking. Jody, referring to what we said earlier at the beginning of the show, Lions Broncos moved to prime time Saturday the 16th. For those who don't know, that game has been flexed. Kurt and Carson going to be a very emotional show. A lot of passion that week for sure. Good luck to both of you guys. Richie saying, let's go Lions. Eddie Murphy, 49ers by 10. This may be the only week I may root for the Eagles. And the reason why I root for the Eagles is let them clinch home field advantage. Because then maybe, my Giants will have a chance against them just for, bragging rights the end of the season when they're not playing for anything. Just to get a win against them and end that losing streak. But there's a reason why this line is 3. Kurt nailed it. This team is the best team. It looks like on paper right now. They need to win this game, Carson. So heart is going to go with wanting the Eagles, but my mind is going 49ers in this one. They need this game more to get that to get closer to that 1 seed. So give me the 49ers in this one.
Sis.
Yeah, you're going to see how good the Eagles are this week.
And Joey.
This is a tough spot for the Eagles. They played 2 weeks ago on Monday night. They had to come back and beat the Chiefs. Last week they had played a tough physical game against Buffalo and then went into overtime. 49ers are rested. A lot of players on the Eagles haven't been practicing. A lot of guys haven't been practicing. They're really banged up. The quarterback's a little banged up. It's a bad spot for the Eagles. There's going to be a lot of formations that Shanahan's going to show. It's going to confuse the Eagles a little bit. I like 49ers here. If you don't go heavy, don't come at all. Like Uncle Junior said in Sopranos, sis, come heavy, you don't come at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joey. I'm going to go with the 49ers as well here. I think the winner of this game ends up getting the 1 seed in the NFC. Going to move right along here. We got the Browns going to the Rams. The Rams are a -3.5 point favorite at home. Kurt.
This is one team I can't handicap. You go with them, they lose. You go against them, they look like the old Rams. But at home, a banged up Browns team. Listen, that Brown team got the kicked out of them last week by my Broncos, just physically beaten up. Don't trust him on the road. Cooper Cup's back. Kenny, your boy Williams is back running that with Stafford. I'm going to take the Rams.
Kenny.
Yeah, I'm on board with Kurt. And watch out, Kurt. Watch out, Carson. If there's a wild card in fantasy football, Carson and Kurt are the 1 and 2 seeds, by the way, running them with a nice little record there on top. But this guy right here is in 3rd place right now and on the outside looking in. So Kyron Williams, like Kurt said, he's my boy in fantasy football. But Stafford, Carson's boy, is going to be the difference here. He's getting weapons back. And I think Brown's defense may have been a little overrated, people saying. And maybe the Broncos exposed them a little bit. Give me the Rams in this one.
Hey, Carson, can we make a plea? I know I said this last year. What do you think? Let's start this up, Carson. Next year in our fantasy league, Joey Clams and Sis have to be co-owners of a team.
I would love it.
What do you
think? Those two despise fantasy football.
Oh, they hate it. They hate it.
I love the draft. I love it because when my friend has it, he rents out the bar and everything like that. We go like somebody else. I like to pick the guys, but I don't like to be in a place watching a football game when I got big money on a game and I got some bananas standing next to me with his glasses and his sweater vest on. He's got a field goal kicker in his. And he's got that's my receiver, Smitty. There's my receiver.
Oh, it's too good.
And one of my friends was like that, and he forget about it. We were in Atlantic City bouncing around, and he wanted a team to throw a bomb when they were up by 35 points in the last minute. What do you have in your mind? I got
Sis, Browns or Rams?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are overlooking the Browns. I'm going to go with the Browns.
And Joey.
Yeah, Stafford doesn't really do too good man-to-man, and Brown's a good man-to-man coverage team, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on him. And Joe Flacco is just going to be check down Charlie, hand the ball off, don't turn the ball over. They're going to, and Browns are going to, our plus 3.5. This line opened at 5. We missed the 5. So I'm taking the Browns plus the 3.5 here.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Browns here as well. They've been kind of proving people wrong all year long, even though they've dealt with a carousel of quarterbacks now, and they still keep close games. So I'll take the Browns plus 3.5 here as well. Next one we got is the Chiefs going into Lambeau, Sunday Night Football. Kansas City is a minus 6-point favorite on the road. Kurt.
I'm going to buy a point. I'm going to take Green Bay at home. Again, I'm not. What happened?
There you go.
I'm not sold. By the way, Albert Knoppers, our good friend, Denver Bronco Roundup, is saying, "Sup, y'all." I want to get that comment in, Kenny. I know you want to talk a little bit about Denver Bronco Roundup, but I'm going to take the point. I'm not sold on Kansas City. Green Bay's playing better. Hey, look what they did at Detroit. Aaron Jones is getting healthy. They could run it again. KC can't stop the run. I'm going to call me crazy. I'm going to buy the point, and I'm going to take Green Bay at home.
Kenny.
Yeah, like Kurt said, let me just do real quick. I want to give a shout out to Albert and Jody hanging out with us tonight. Also, you got Trevor and Keith Brugman. They're with the Denver Bronco Roundup. They're out there rooting for the Broncos. They do a podcast every Tuesday. They usually do a pregame show on Friday nights, and then they'll do a postgame show on Sunday, win or lose. Great guys. Fun podcast. A lot of knowledge. Go check them out. They're even if you don't like the Broncos, you'll enjoy their podcast. Trust me.
I'm still waiting for an invitation.
They adopted me as a Bronco fan, joking around. We have a good time on Tuesday nights. So, I'm an adopted Bronco fan while this run's going. So just a shout out to them. And he's also saying you also want the Chiefs to lose, Albert's saying.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But in this game, I'm going to go Packers. I am. I don't know if they're going to get the outright upset. But Lambeau is going to be fired up. They're in the hunt for a wild card all of a sudden there, Carson. You notice they're in your division. Yeah. I think they're playing well. And Chiefs, I don't think they're a team that's going to blow out too many teams this year. So I think this is going to be like a field goal type game either way. Jody's giving me props on the graphics, Kurt. Good graphics,
I know.
guys.
You did a great job, Kenny.
Kurt's a good teacher, Jody. Kurt showed me how to do them.
Sis.
Yeah, I pretty much think you go with the quarterbacks here. And for me, it's Mahomes, Kansas City.
Joey.
Yeah, good. Okay. Over 23 Brunson in the basketball Knick game. Over the 23.5 points on Brunson tonight.
It's a hot
give me
take,
the
Kurt. He just got that call. That's a hot take right there.
Hey, we're
I don't
playing
blame them. They're
Carson
playing the
tonight.
god awful Pistons.
We're
Lay
playing
it.
Carson tonight.
yeah, this tied. You know. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still one of the best teams in football, but they're not dominating like they were. Their offenses ain't explosive as it was. Kelsey's not explosive as he was. And you know what? Give me the Packers at home with the points.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going to go Green Bay here plus the 6 as well. Chiefs win, Packers cover. Got one more game, Monday Night Football. Interesting matchup. We got the Joe Burrow-less Bengals going into the Jacksonville Jaguars, 8-3 Jaguars. Jaguars are a minus 8.5 point favorite at home. Kurt.
That's a lot of points, but you saw this offense can't do anything with Jake Browning. I think he's hurt too. It might be AJ McCarron coming back, and Jacksonville looked good in Houston. So I know it's a lot of points, but I don't trust Cincinnati at all with these quarterbacks.
Kenny.
This is tough. You kind of think the Bengals are going to show up one of these weeks, but I think the Jaguars are still in hunt for that number 1 seed. So Jaguars are going to come all out on Monday night. I'm going to reluctantly lay the points and take the Jaguars here.
Sis.
Eddie's asking if he missed.
Yeah,
if he missed
we'll get
tonight's
back
game.
to that. We'll get right back to that. Okay.
Yep, we'll get to that. Yep.
Sis, who do you like, Bengals or Jaguars?
I like the Jaguars, but I heard that Andy Dalton's playing for the Bengals, so I don't know.
Andy Dalton will be Joe Montana on the Bengals.
Joey.
You know what? The Jaguars really they don't cover at home. They don't have a good home record, and they're not too good against the spread at home. I'm going to take the Bengals with the points on a small lean towards the Bengals with the points.
Yeah, I think the Bengals get the backdoor cover in this one as well. I'll go Bengals plus the points. All right, that is all the NFL, guys. We'll move right along to college football here. We got some conference title games on the line. Obviously, like Kurt said, this is pretty much the final big week of college football that matters. And then you got into the bowl games and the playoffs. We got a fun one to start. We got New Mexico State and Liberty in the Conference USA Championship game. Liberty is minus 11. Kurt.
I'm going Aggies. I mean, they won in Auburn, right? Hey, if they're going to win in Auburn, you're going to get 11 points against Liberty. Not sure if they're going to win, but I mean, show who they can play with. So I'm going to take the Aggies.
Kenny.
Yeah, and real quick to answer Eddie's question, everybody, Eddie, but me, picked the Cowboys to cover the spread tonight. So you got a 4 versus 1 there on the Cowboys.
Everybody's on Dallas, and then the prop to like Joe tonight was with Dallas. Who was that again?
Pollard over 20.5 receiving yards.
Okay. And then we're all on Dallas. So I think it's going to be nice. And I think Eddie's going to have a stress-free night tonight.
Carson, I'm 100% agreement with Kurt on this one. The Aggies beat Auburn. Auburn almost beat Alabama. To get 11 here, I think the Aggies are going to be fired up to play this game and show them that they belong, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Conference USA for years to come now. There's our good friend Random Ryan
joining us. Yep. Yeah, I was saying, Kenny, thanks, Ryan, for joining us. What's up, Ryan?
How you doing, pal?
He says, give me liberty or give me death, he says. Sis.
Yeah, Liberty's got a great defense. Give me Liberty.
Joey.
Liberty's going to romp.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kurt. I think New Mexico State covers in this game. Liberty hasn't really played anybody impactful this year. I know they're in the top 25 and they're undefeated, but I think New Mexico State gets the cover in this one.
Hey,
we're going to go to
8. I had them opening day. They lost to UMass.
Oh, did they? Nice. We're going to go to the Pac-12 championship game. This is a really interesting line. Oregon is a 10-point favorite against Washington. Pac-12 championship, Kurt.
Again, you're going to look at it and say, how do you not take Washington, right, with all that points? But I'm sorry. I know they played a little better versus Utah, but I saw that defense versus Arizona. I saw that defense versus Stanford. The defense is not good. Oregon is one of the best college points per game in college football. I think Bo Nix, my old Auburn boy, wraps up the Heisman tomorrow night. I'm taking Oregon to win, get in the playoff, and win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Kenny.
Ryan's saying he picked Cowboys to cover the spread -10 on all of his tickets. So good luck to you, Ryan. With he's crying with the laughing, crying there.
Come over here. I'll give you back 10%, whatever you want. Come on.
I think, hey, he's still good. He's still good with that. It's Geno Smith. Come on. Still good.
My boy has been Penix all year, right? I've been high on that kid all year. Heisman Trophy prediction, Paul Rosen, myself. I got to go with Washington. It's an art pick here, so I'm going to go Washington, but I'm probably just going to watch that game and not put a play on it. But I'm going to root for Washington and hope that they win and not just cover.
Sis.
Yeah, Washington easy.
Joey.
Yeah, I know this line is creeping up. It opened up 7.5, 8, and now it's up to 9.5, 10. You know what? But they're so good on both sides of the ball, and they're so focused right now, and I think they're in a good place. And Washington, since they beat Oregon, hasn't really had that killer instinct, but they've been winning. And he's a really good quarterback. That guy is really good. He's a player. But I think Oregon wins this game. I see Washington scoring in the mid-20s and Oregon getting in the high 30s, maybe hitting the 40s in the air and winning by 14, 15. Just got to watch out for the backdoor cover. Here.
Yeah, this is one of my best bets, guys. I'm taking Washington plus the 10 here. They beat Oregon earlier in the year. Why the hell is Oregon a -10-point favorite on a neutral site? Washington's undefeated. You got 2 Heisman quarterbacks, and they're both playing for the playoffs. I don't understand why Oregon is a 10-point favorite. I get they're one of the best teams in college football, but give me Washington. I mean, they beat them earlier in the year. Why are they a 10-point underdog? I'm looking at that's one of my best bets. Give me the Huskies, man, plus the 10. Sprinkle it on the money line
Great
too.
point, Carson. Great point.
And Washington was a 2.5, 3-point favorite also.
Mm-hmm.
And won
again, and you can get both plays. You can go, Oregon money line and Washington plus 10, a little parlay. So I think you could do a 2-for in that one too. But
See, I think Ryan's comment right there. I don't trust Washington. I don't either.
You know why the line is so high? It's because of the power rating. By how Oregon their power rating is so high. That's where this line is coming from, going against Washington's power rating, and especially the last 6 games. That's why this line is so juiced up. These guys that handicappers, they use the power ratings, and they see the number. They don't care what team. They don't care about the teams. They go by their power ratings, and they see, oh wow, I got this rated at 11. I can lay 8. It's a play. Jump it. That's how they do.
Got the Big 12 championship next. Interesting matchup. We got Oklahoma State and Texas. Texas is a 15.5-point favorite. This line keeps moving towards Texas's way. Kurt.
It's just so many points. Texas is going to win no matter what. The thing that scares me is, again, Texas is a 1-loss team. So Texas had, if there was no bearing on a college football playoff, I would take Oklahoma State. It's a lot of points, but Texas might have to not only win, but win convincingly. And Oklahoma State last week is totally lucky to get by. Who'd they play last week? BYU?
Yeah, I believe so.
Totally lucky to get by BYU, or they wouldn't even be here. And probably Texas is licking their chops. They didn't want to play Oklahoma again. I'm going to lay it. I just think Texas is better, and I think Texas may need to put up a big number on them. I'm going to take Texas.
Kenny.
Couple comments from Ryan. Joey's going to like this one. Random Ryan hates the Cowboys. He's a Bears fan living in Austin, Texas, Joe, but he has to use
Yeah, he
his
is.
head, not his heart. And then he says, living in Austin, I actually hate the Longhorns, but half the tours and the points. So he's going with his head in a lot of them. So good job there, Ryan. Like Kurt said, Longhorns have to win, but does that put pressure on them sometimes? Oklahoma State's got nothing to lose here. I could see this being like a 14-point win and you'll lose by a point. So bump the spread up, but I'm going to take Oklahoma State with the 15, thinking it's going to be a 2-score victory for the Longhorns. So give me Oklahoma State.
Sis,
Texas.
Joey.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. Hook 'em horns. You know what? This game is going to be like a 2-score game towards the end, say 14, 15, right around the number. And Oklahoma State's going to go for it on 4th down in their own territory, get stopped. Texas ain't going to kneel down on the ball, like Kurt's saying.
Yep.
But they're going to go in and score. They're going to go, hey, they got to go in and score. This is what's going on. This is what this Ponzi scheme is now with the playoff thing. Because and another thing on the website, it says we could rate teams on injuries also. It says that on that panel's website about rating a team because of an injury. So they're able to do that, like with the Florida State situation. So they could use that as a crutch if they keep Florida State out.
Yeah, that's a good point, Joey. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State cover. I think conference championship game. I think it's too many points, but Texas, I think they win by 14, so they barely don't cover. We got a Mountain West title game. This is Boise State. Let me pull up the line here. I believe it's still Boise State 2.5. Boise State and UNLV. Boise State is 2.5 still. Kurt.
You know what? I'm going to take Boise. They didn't start off good this year, and everything was okay. Boise's not good. I think they actually got rid of their coach, right? Didn't they replace the coach this year?
The new coach, they turned things around.
Yeah, they turned. And you know what? I'm going to go with them. I think UNLV is still a little young. Having a not great season, but in this spot, I'm going to take the better program, the more hungrier team. I'm going to take Boise.
Kenny.
I agree with Kurt. Boise seems to always be there in these championship games, and I think they got the experience. So give me Boise.
Sis.
UNLV. The Rebels.
The running
And
Rebels.
Joey.
Those are the running Rebels, my man. I'm gonna go with Boise here, and they've been playing really good. They've been the last 6 games with the new coach. They got a good running game. Their defense got better. They're playing good on both sides of the ball. Give me the Broncos here. Kurt, you're gonna go Broncos parlay? Money line parlay?
Might. That's a nice one. That's a nice one, Joe.
Right,
That's a nice.
I'll take UNLV in this one. I believe they you know how there's like a turnover chain or a celebration or sunglasses. I believe UNLV, they used to have a slot machine they pulled on the sidelines every time somebody got a turnover. So I think that's pretty cool. So give me Las Vegas in this one. We got AAC. This is SMU versus Tulane. This is going to be a good game. SMU's 10-2, Tulane's 11-1. Tulane is a minus 3.5-point favorite, Kurt.
I believe the SMU quarterback is out for this game, and I believe he's definitely out. But you know what? I'm going to take Tulane. You know, they had a lot of guys back from that last year win over USC in the bowl game. I forgot the quarterback's name. I think it's Pratt, maybe Pratt. And they're an explosive offense, you know. But listen, they were also a pretty good defense. I'm going to take Tulane.
Kenny.
Yeah, I like Tulane as well. And don't be surprised if the Tulane head coach starts getting some phone calls for a bigger job. He's turned that program around nicely. I'll take Tulane in this one, covering the 3.5. But to be safe, like on when the game is up, I'll probably go down to 3 or 2.5.
Well, yeah, or money line them. Money line them.
Money line them. Yep. Yeah.
Sis.
Tulane by at least 2 touchdowns. They're a good team. This is probably
Joe.
the best bet on the college slate. I think
They're
so.
good with you,
Anyway,
Sis.
they're good.
Yeah, guys, what you just said about going from 3 to the money line, do it. Even in the pros, these games been landed by the number. Broncos 1 by 1 that night. I hit both sides. How you doing? Yeah, I like Tulane in this game. The quarterback for SMU, Stone, he's out. And the quarterback for Tulane, they lost their opening game. He didn't play that game. And Tulane has been on a heater.
I think his name is Pratt, right, Joey?
Yes.
Isn't it Mike Pratt? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, go Green Wave. I think like with
Name to
with
look
the
out for in the draft.
just said, go. Yeah, they win by 2 touchdowns here.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going to go with the Green Wave as well. Next game we have here is the Sun Belt Conference. Let me find the line here. Appalachian State and Troy. Troy is a minus 5.5 point favorite. Kurt.
Troy, I'm going to take Troy. I know App State had a big win at James Madison a couple weeks ago.
I was
Yep, I know. I remember that. But I'm going to take Troy. You know, in this game, Troy's got one of the better defenses in this probably the best defense in this conference. So I'm going to take Troy in that defense. Like it's over again. I would probably want to get it under 3 somehow. But for the show, I'm gonna take the defense in Troy.
Kenny.
I don't.
Kurt must have stole my notes or it's peeked on my computer.
Could my think alike?
Yeah, the candy store by the lollipop stand. That's where they had it.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say defense, man. Troy prides itself on defense. I mean, go back, right with DeMarcus Ware back in the day, and a couple guys playing edge for them, but they pride themselves on defense. I think low scoring game. I think they get it done. I think they win by a touchdown or more. So I'll lay the 6.
Sis.
Yeah, go with Troy.
Joey.
Yeah, I'm going with Appalachian State with the 5. What's the spread? 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5 Troy.
They don't know what. They don't know which way to go with this game, so I'm taking the dog.
Yeah, I'll go with Appalachian State as well, Joey. We got a couple other ones left. We have the MAC conference. Miami of Ohio is playing against Toledo. It seems like Toledo is every single year they're in the MAC title game. I swear to God. But this game is also at Ford Field. Toledo is let me pull it up really quick. They're a minus 8 point favorite. Kurt.
Oh, again, it's a lot of points. They're definitely, listen, they're the best program in the MAC. Like you said, they're there every year. I know Miami, Ohio has good, they're a pretty decent defensive team, but, Toledo's good on both sides of the ball. I'm going to lay them. I mean, I would probably put them in a money line or something like that. I don't want like 8.5, but for the show, yeah, they're going to win. So might as well lay it, but I'm going to take Toledo.
Kenny.
I watched Miami, Ohio play a couple weeks ago on the Tuesday night action that you get towards the end of the season there, and they played pretty well. So you know what? I'm going to take the 8.5 here, or the 8 rather, whatever, and I'm going to take it. I'm maybe pull out the outright upset of these championship games, one of the bigger upsets.
Sis.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny. I'm going with Miami of Ohio. They got a tough team.
Joey.
Yeah, I'm going with Miami, Ohio. Their defense is really good. This game's going to be close. Give me the dog here. And you know what? Sprinkle something on the money line here in these games. These are conference games. It's like a division game in the NFL. The dogs could win. Take some money line this game, Kenny.
I like it.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm going to go Toledo here. I've seen the MAC every single year. The game's always at Ford Field, and it seems like Toledo usually always dominates. Their quarterback, DeQuan Finn, he is from Detroit, so this is kind of a homecoming game for him. He's going to go off in this game. Give me the Rockets big in this one. We got a couple more left here.
And a couple of your friends to take them out the night before. That's what we used to do.
There you go.
With the Toronto Blue Jay pitcher. It backfired.
We got an interesting one. This is ACC action. This is a very interesting potential playoff team. Louisville is playing Florida State. Florida State, this line keeps dropping and dropping. Florida State 1.5. It was 3.5, I think, yesterday. 2.5 this morning. Now it's 1.5 Florida State. And you're seeing why, because there's no Jordan Travis. Kurt.
You know what? I love this game. And, for two reasons. One, last week, Louisville at home, and here they come. They don't lose at home. And listen, they couldn't stop Kentucky, and Kentucky's offense stinks. And they went up and down the field. So Louisville, and you know what? Florida State, I was wrong about them a lot because backup quarterback going into the swamp, and you win that tough game. Come on, Joe, do it with me. Oh, absolutely. I'm with you. I'm taking Florida State, and they deserve to be in the playoff.
Kenny.
Hey, I was wrong last week too. Joe, you can do it again all you want. Oh. They chopped the Gators' heads right off, and they took care of the Gators didn't eat the Seminoles. The Seminoles chopped the Gators. So I've been wrong about them, and I hope I'm wrong about them this week, but I gotta pick them. I mean, their defense is still loaded, and Louisville, like Kurt said, lost to Kentucky at home. I believe in momentum, and that loss to Louisville lost last week might be a lingering effect for them. So Seminoles at home and make the playoffs interesting. The start of the playoffs talk interesting.
Sis.
Louisville.
Joey.
With the spread this low, I laid a 1.5 for the show, but I would definitely money line him and put them with something. This is a Power 5 team. If they go undefeated, they got to go. They have to.
Yep.
One of the teams in there. If not, then anybody who watches the rest of the playoffs, you're a hypocrite and a fraud, because that. Come on, you're undefeated. You're in the Power 5. That's what And I heard if there's not one SEC team in there, if you go to press that button, you get electrocuted. They said.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, man, I'm gonna go Louisville. I'm gonna upset here. Again, I just feel like that's a huge loss without their star quarterback. And unfortunately, their playoff dreams are over. And Texas is going to be happy. Texas needs to be the biggest fans of Louisville on Saturday, because if I think Florida State loses and Texas wins, I think Texas is 4. So I'm going to go Louisville outright upset. We got the big one. We have Alabama versus Georgia. This line keeps
you're a little ahead, Carson. We got Big Ten first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Big Ten.
Right.
I'm so used to skipping past it. It's going to be a blowout anyways. Iowa and Michigan. Michigan. What's the spread? 22 for God's sakes. Kurt.
This is a joke. I mean, these are going to be your national champs. With these, I just can't wait to the end of the game when that fraud, what's his name, Tony Battolino or whatever, that commissioner has to hand Harbaugh the trophy. I can't wait to see what Harbaugh does and what those kids do. They're going to blow this team Iowa out. You're not going to be. I don't even know what they're going to run. I mean, they're probably Iowa's better off being on defense than on offense in this game. That's crazy to sound. Michigan's going to blow them out.
They're going to run speed option.
Yeah, I look at this, Carson, as Iowa ain't going to score more than 10 points. Michigan's going to be in the mid-30s. Michigan easy in this one, later 22.
Sis.
This line should be a lot higher. Iowa won't score more than 10 points, like Kenny said. This, to me, is going to be a woodshed.
How are they going to get the 10 points? That's the question. Can they get the 10?
And this is why when you give out the line, give out the total, right? Because listen, the total's 35.5 and the line is 22.5. You know what I'm saying? 23.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is that telling you? That's what is that? 11. That's like 11-point difference. Why? And the team total for Iowa is 7.5. It's half. They don't even think they're gonna go past the touchdown. Give me Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan blowout. It's not even going to be close. This was a rematch of last year, and Iowa was a better team last year. I can't see Iowa doing anything in this game. It would have been a lot cooler if Cade McNamara was playing in this game. He transferred from Michigan to Iowa, but he's out for the year with an injury. But Michigan big. SEC action. This is the one we were talking about. Alabama versus Georgia. Georgia right now is 5.5. Kurt.
Sis, I love you. Scoops, I love you. You're not going to love what you see on Saturday. This Alabama team, again, it's, hey, the kid made a great play last week against Auburn, but against really an average Auburn team, they got outplayed. You're not playing Auburn this week against Georgia. Georgia's better in every aspect of this game. Georgia's better, and it might even be coaching now too. This is a blowout to me. I'm sorry. This is at least a 17 point, 17 to 21 points. I know people don't want to hear it, but this is going to get out. Milroe ain't running around this week, so they better have a different plan and run the ball, because he runs around like he's been the past couple of weeks. One, he's either going to get knocked out of the game, or that scoreboard is just going to go ba-bing, ba-bing, ba-bing. So I'm taking Georgia big.
Kenny.
Kurt, I thought about this game since last week when I watched the Alabama-Auburn game with you. I'm going to disagree, Kurt. I'm on Alabama now. What Milroe did on that last play, I blame the defense coordinator for Auburn, but what he did on that last play, and he's proved to me he can play at least in the college. We'll see if he gets to the next level, but college level, he can play. And I think Saban's going to have this team fired up. I think the committee's going to have some decisions to make. Sis, I hope I'm right. I think Alabama wins this one for you and Scoops and Georgia. And now all the talk happens is, what do you do with the top four with Kurt's scenarios that he pulled up yesterday? Alabama in the upset.
Jody saying Georgia by 17.
We'll go to Sis last. We'll go to Joey next.
You know what? Sometimes you can't remember what you watched last week, especially in college football. I mean, like Kurt, New Mexico State beat Auburn, and Auburn, right, should have beat. There, you should have beat Alabama.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't. It's all about matchups, and you know what? And this game is going to be a knuckle fight. I think Georgia maybe might win. Georgia's, they're still number one team. They haven't lost, but they're not the same team on defense they were the last couple of years. So I think they came really back to the pack. And you know what? If Alabama can hang around, look out. You get that guy hanging around, something could go their way. I'm gonna take Alabama here with the points.
And Sis.
Yeah, Kurt's going to be he's going to be totally shocked because Alabama's going to come out with some new stuff. To me, this game goes down to the wire, and Alabama pays back Georgia in the fourth quarter. Roll Tide.
And Kurt, is your niece going to?
Let's phone it.
I don't know if she's going, to be honest with you. I don't think she was talking about it a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know. I got to find out from Jen. But I think a bunch of people are definitely going, so I think there's a good chance she goes.
Yeah, I'll replicate what you just said, Kurt. I love you, Sis, love you, Ryan. But again, this is the big boys. There's no way. I'm sorry, Kenny. There's no way in hell Georgia lets that happen on 4th and 36 or whatever it was. Yep. 5.5. This is free money. Bulldogs by 1 million. This game's not even going to be close. You're going to see why Georgia's the number one team in the country.
The claw.
All right, that's all the games, guys.
Do some quick best bets of the week, fellas, and
sure,
we'll get some closing thoughts in or something. Kurt, I'll go to you. I usually go to Joey and Carson first on their parlay of the week. We'll get back to that. See if they got one for us this week.
You asking me?
I'll go Carson and Joe first. We'll get their 4-teamer if they got one for us.
Okay, I'll give you mine. Just want to let everybody know in the NFL last week, from Monday through Sunday, we were on a 13-2 heater, 6 for 6 with the totals, 4 out of 5 in college basketball totals. We didn't do too good with the college football, and in the hockey we've been on a burner. We've been hitting it good, right, Carson?
He's a madman. Watch out, Joey Clams in the house.
Carson, that's why he's got a new hoodie. He bought a new hoodie. He's got new glasses. He's all nude up tonight.
So
Got a lot of money, that guy.
yeah, so here's my two games for Carson for the parlay. Under 41 in the Rams-Browns game, and under 41 in the Chargers game.
My two teams will both be college football. Georgia -5.5 and Michigan -22.
There you go.
All right. I'll give you. We'll go Sis next. His best bet of the week.
Tulane, baby.
I like that one.
Tulane.
My two underdogs I'm going to go with this week. Kurt's Broncos in the NFL. And in college, I got to go. Carson, you sold me. I got to go Washington. I'm going to go Washington on the money line, and I'm going to go Washington with the 10 points. Got to go with it. Kurt, your crazy parlay, and then I'll piggyback right to you for a best bet.
Not going crazy. Georgia, Michigan, like Carson, boom, boom, and Florida State. I mean, they're all going to get in. Again, there's just, after watching Louisville last week struggle against a team that doesn't know how to run an offense in Kentucky, I'm sorry. I don't care if it's the third string quarterback. You got athletes all over the field for Florida State. As long as he don't do anything stupid, Florida State's going to win that game. And Georgia, Michigan, they're the two best teams. They're going to make a statement this week. Big, big victories. And again, hey, it's still important. They want to get that one seed. So I'm going Georgia, Florida State, and Michigan.
Joe, does Kurt put his foot in his mouth talking bad about his SEC when the SEC team beat the ACC team and he's bad-mouthing that SEC team?
Yeah, like I said, it's an individual teams. You can't go with the conferences. I mean, the SEC out of conference this year, they were like 2 for 12. Before bowls. Usually in the bowl games, right, Kurt? You say they lose, they sit everybody, but this is pre-bowl.
Yeah.
But hey, Kurt, where you watching the game? Come to the sports book.
All right, maybe. What time?
When's the first game? I'll get there. I'll go there right after the show. When me and the Claw do the show, right at 11:30, I head over there.
Nice. Okay.
Let's do best bets, Kurt. I'm going to piggyback right to you for your best bet of the week. If you want to do college and a pro, or just one. Give me your best bet total. Just one best bet. Your best one that you're putting your money on.
Georgia. Anytime you can get Georgia under a touchdown, I'm sorry. You said this isn't the Georgia. I mean, this isn't the Alabama team. I mean, this Alabama team struggled with, South Florida. You ain't playing South Florida this week. So I'm sorry. I think this is a total mismatch. I'm going Bama. I'm sorry. I'm going Georgia.
Okay. Sis gave us his Tulane. I'm right there with him. Tulane money line. Best bet for the weekend for me. Carson, your outright best bet. One game that you're going to put everything on if you had to.
Yeah, I'm with Kurt. I'm going down to FanDuel. I'm putting the mortgage on Georgia -5.5. Again, you look at their resume. I mean, they're going for the 30th straight win, for God's sakes. I mean, they're just unstoppable. They get the best recruiting class every single year. And again, like Kurt just said, I mean, single-digit spread with Georgia. Take it and run.
Forget you're never gonna. You're not gonna. You might not see that in the college football playoff. Seriously, you might not.
Jody's best is Michigan because Iowa can't score. Last but not least, Joey, give us your absolute best bet of the week.
I'm on Tulane, the Green Wave, like you guys, and I'm going on the 49ers -2.5. I'm gonna make a nice play this week on them. I think it's a bad spot for the Eagles. If this game was in January, I think Eagles would be favored 1.5, or 49ers would be favored 1.5, maybe not 3. But it's for a reason. It's a bad spot with the Eagles. They're a little tired right now, And so I'm 49ers is going to be my play. And
for
Carson,
the audience,
if you're gonna put the mortgage on it, I can get you 20% back. So I got to get you 20% back.
There you go.
For For our
credit,
audience
right?
members, Jody and Rand and Ryan and Eddie, whom I forget, and Albert, a few others that were listening earlier. 3 out of 5 of us got Tulane as our best bet. Think about putting some in your parlays or go out there and put a few dollars on them because you don't usually get 3 out of 5. And I know Carson and Kurt will probably be throwing Tulane in some of their bets as well because a lot of us are on it. So,
everything revolves
little
around
tip there for
Georgia this
everybody.
week, Carson, right? Everything revolves around Georgia and who? Georgia and who? Georgia and who? Up and down the tickets.
Yep.
We'll do some final thoughts, Kurt.
Yeah, let's do final thoughts. I'll start again.
A real question for Carson in 30 seconds
Okay.
or less, or even a minute or less. We got 3 minutes left. Thoughts on your new head coach, Carson, Oregon State? The head coach.
Yeah, I
coming
love
over.
it. Jonathan Smith, I think he's a great hire. I think out of the candidates that you had, I think he's arguably one of the best. I mean, he won Pac-12 Coach of the Year last year. He brought Oregon State football back to life, back-to-back years, top 25 program. It's going to be really interesting what he does with the transfer portal and kind of rebuilding everything over. But I love it. I think it's a great hire.
I think some of those Oregon State kids might come along with him. That's good. And
Yeah,
low risk, high reward.
Assistant coaches and everything over.
Great recruiter.
Low risk, high reward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kurt, let's get some final thoughts in. I wasn't around yesterday, so I definitely wanted to ask you that yesterday, but I wasn't there. So
yeah, thanks for asking.
All right. Again, I'm going to start. I always loved conference championships, and again, it's going to feel a little different last year because you're looking this year and saying Alabama beats Georgia. Neither one of them still might not get in the playoff. Where Georgia would be a lock in a 12-game playoff. Michigan would be a lock. What happens if Michigan gets it? I just think it's such a fascinating day, 2 days starting tomorrow night, that it's not going to be replicated anymore. And I'm definitely going to miss that. So interested in watching those games. And Sunday, 1 o'clock, Jody, let's go. I'm locked in, baby. Big one, big one, big one. Let's get to 6 in a row and really start flexing these muscles. Carson.
Yeah, great show as always, guys. Good luck this weekend. Joey and I will be live Saturday morning as always. And yeah, good luck this weekend, guys.
Sis.
Yep. Enjoy the games this weekend. Bet with your head, not with your heart.
Mr. Clams.
There you go. He said it.
Are you wearing that Brooklyn Nets sweatshirt again, man? What's wrong with you?
Oh, the same Brooklyn Nets. It's just
a I got to get him a Knicks sweatshirt. This isn't Kenny. We got to chip in. This is embarrassing. He's wearing Brooklyn Nets stuff on the show.
There's Coney Island on the back.
Come on.
This is gray with white and yellow in it.
I know. I'm just busting. Final
the
thoughts.
orange one that Kenny has. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Get those half of points. Get off those halves. And bet like what Sis says. Bet with your head, not with your heart. You know what happens. Everybody, you got broken hearts everywhere you go. The boulevard of broken dreams. Listen, good luck with everybody, and watch us on Saturday because we're gonna have some. We might change our mind last minute. Somebody's sick. Oh, that quarterback from SMU. I think he was a high school he was state player of the year. Sis, the kid from SMU. That kid that's gonna be starting. So
Okay.
I like that game. I'm in. Tulane's gonna let's go Green Wave, baby. Let's pound and pay to play.
And last but not least,
I should take it too tomorrow.
Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Thank you, everybody, for
By the way,
joining.
Kenny, you know what? I gotta ask you a question. If in 3 words or less, how would you word your experience on Black Friday shopping in New Jersey? What's your thoughts on that?
Surprisingly did well.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, good. Hectic though, crazy? Would you say how was the Nike line?
Nike was insane. Under Armour got a few shirts, but that was hectic. But everywhere else was pretty good.
Okay. Final thoughts.
Plus all the stuff he robbed.
A couple of people I forgot to mention. Good hearing from Richie Katwika.
Yeah.
And, of course, Albert Knoppers and Eddie Murphy.
What's
great
it all
job.
about, Alfie?
Great show,
Anybody?
fellas. Great job. Enjoyed being with you guys tonight. Good having Sis back, Joey back from Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games this week. I think you're gonna have a very good Friday night. I think New Mexico State Liberty is gonna be a fun game. Oregon Washington's gonna be a classic. And then hopefully Saturday is not a hangover, and we get some good games on Saturday as well.
Oh, what's those guys' names? The Rocky.
Paul and I have been doing a Giants show tonight. Anybody interested? Listening in 8 p.m. Eastern time. Little Giants talk.
Okay. And those guys from Rocky Mountain, those guys, tell them I checked the mail. I still never seen the invitation.
All right, we gotta get on the Rocky guys to get you in.
And then
all right,
we'll work
boys.
something out. You all have a good night.